Chronicles Structure Deck, the Fallen The Virtuous, is just around the corner, and this is gonna shake up the TCG for sure. And today I got 5 new combos for you that you can do with the 2 new cards included in the Structure Deck. Of course, we have the new Quick Play spell, the Fallen The Virtuous, which is actually an insane card, and then a new Towers monster with the Stigmata Devouring Dragon. I'm also gonna show a new deck list that I made, which I think would be relevant in the next format with the Structure Deck. And we're going to look and see how strong these new cards are possibly going to be for Branded. Check it out. This is the initial deck list that I came up with at the moment. I think that it's kind of hard to figure out what's going to happen with Doom of Dimensions. It's probably going to be around the same, Draco Tail, Yummy, Vanquish Soul, possibly strong variants, and also Mitsurugi. And this is kind of what I put together, and I tried to keep it with as many cards from the Structure Deck as possible. But again, you can mix it up, change the non-engine, change the side deck, which is obviously not here. But just to give you a little bit of a taste of how I think this deck should be played. And then, of course, after that, we're going to look at 5 new combos that this deck can do with the new cards. So as you can see, there are a few main differences here, which I think are going to be Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous, which I think is going to be mandatory, specifically if you want to run the new Stigmata Devouring Dragon. And of course, to make use of the Fallen The Virtuous. This card is a quick play monster reborn from either graveyard if you have an Ecclesia on field or grave. And of course, this card becomes an unaffected Towers if you have Ecclesia on field or grave. So Ecclesia combined with Lulu is really, really powerful, I think, moving forward. Also, I think the Nadir Servant package might be a little bit more impactful as well, just because of the fact that you can get a lot more cards in rotation, and especially with Maximus being able to dump a lot of new cards is going to be pretty impactful. Dogmatic Ashian is my Copium tech card for the next format. You're going to see in the combo exactly why I do that. And then, of course, I played the Nadir Servant package, one of the new card, Thrust, Book of Eclipse, which could theoretically be replaced with Super Monomerization. And then I think the extra deck is pretty much standard, I would say, with Chaos, Star Source, Borreload, and Garura. And of course, as I mentioned, Lulu, which I think is going to be important to get your Ecclesia in rotation. And also, like I mentioned in previous videos, tag out with Ecclesia, summon Albaz, fuse with 2 of your opponent's monsters to make the new Stigmata Dragon, which is incredible. Let's dive into the 5 new combos that you can do with the 2 new cards in the Structure Deck. So I want to start off by showing the basic combo that I think you should run now that we have the new cards. This combo gets you access to both the Stigmata Dragon and the new Quick Play spell, the Fallen The Virtuous, and let's see how that plays out. This is basically your best starting combo, which is going to be deployment for Cartesia and a normal summon of Aluber. You summon the Cartesia to protect the Aluber, of course, and you add your 1 of 2 copies of Branded Fusion. Sending Lubellion and Albaz going into Branded Dragon. Lubellion discard, shuffle back, make a Mirror Jade, tribute, plays Branded Lost, and then you fuse away with Cartesia and go chain 1, chain 2, Branded Lost. Now, 2 main things that change here. First of all, you're going to add Kit because you want to add the new Quick Play spell, and second, you're going to dump Lulu and not Titanic Lead. We can now special summon the Kit, actually search for the Quick Play spell, so we get another interruption and follow-up, and then during the end phase we get to set Branded in red, and also get to summon Incredible Ecclesia, which Despian Lulu can actually summon directly from the deck during the end phase. Now, 2 things that are missing here. We don't have a target for in red in the graveyard, and we don't have a Quem on board. But we will get all of that during the next turn, and this is much, much more important, I think, in terms of removal and using the new card. So we have in red, we have the Fallen The Virtuous, of course, to either Monster Reborn, because we have an Ecclesia in rotation, and also just pop any card. Granganil can then tag out for Quem, which can dump the Albaz that we are missing, then we can use Branded in red. And also, Ecclesia can actually summon Fallen Albaz directly from the deck to fuse away with your opponent's monster to make the new Stigmata Dragon and search for Mercurier. I think this is like, honestly, about 9 interruptions, which is pretty insane, and you can keep going from here. To be honest, you have your Rindbrum, you can fuse again with Cartesia this turn. There's so much you can do, and this is going to be, I think, the new best combo moving forward. Now I wanted to use Nadir Servant a little bit and show you what you can do with some Dogmatica cards that you probably haven't played before. So now we can actually dump the Fallen The Virtuous with Serenir because it is a branded card. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of our combo pretty much as usual until we activate the Nadir Servant here. We're going to place the Branded Lost, and then Nadir Servant is going to be able to grab Dogmatica Ashian. which says if a Fusion Synchro Caesar Link monster is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. And this card was designed to work with Nadir Servant in a way which Nadir Servant can actually send and then add, and Asian is going to be able to see that send from the extra deck and immediately special summon itself using Nadir Servant. And then on summon, it can add any Dogmatica card from your graveyard to your hand. So, combining the fact that it's both a branded and Dogmatica card, we're able to kind of bridge the gap here and just search it directly from the deck under a draw, and basically just as an additional interruption that you might just get using Nadir Servant, which is really good. Okay, another niche small interaction that I think everybody should be aware of is the interaction between the Fallen and the Virtuous, being able to send for cost in branded opening. So let's say we are in the main phase, we're going to go ahead and activate Titanic Lead to summon our Quem from deck. Quem can then dump Cartesia, and then we can go ahead and trigger our Albion to actually not set, but rather add the Fallen and the Virtuous. It's a quick play, we can still play in the end phase, and then what we can do is activate the Fallen and the Virtuous, targeting our own Mirror Jade, and sending any Fallen of Albaz Fusion as cost from the extra deck, and then on resolution basically protect it with the branded opening that we might already have in the graveyard. What we did here is we got additional follow-up in the form of another interruption from the hand, and of course we get to trigger Quem to bring back Cartesia during the end phase. So just so you remember, branded opening can protect your own monsters from your own card effects. You can do that with Boiled Furious Dragon as well, and this is just a nice interaction that I thought would be relevant. Another cool interaction with Despia and Lulu is the fact that it can summon any of the Incredibles and the Ecclesias and the Quems and the Cartesias. So what you could additionally do if you want to run a bigger Dogmatica package, or if you're playing 3 structure deck which has the Dogmatica cards in them, you can set, of course, in the end phase with Albion, but then Lulu can actually summon back a Dogmatica Ecclesia, which can add any Dogmatica card. And again, because this is a quick play spell, you can add it. And then during the end phase, because you already have an Ecclesia monster in rotation, you can just use this to Monster Reborn a Mirror Jade. So if you have to, for example, fusion summon with a Mirror Jade, or you want to just extend further with Cartesia, you can just use this as another Reborn. Or again, as we mentioned, you could just pop your own Ecclesia and send a monster from the extra deck. Just so you know that when you activate Ecclesia's effect, you are locked from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. But again, this won't be relevant because this is already the end phase. Lastly, this is a little crazier even, and this is going to be utilizing the Stigmata Dragon, and explain to you a little bit about the effect. During the end phase, we're going to activate Albion the Branded Dragon, add Branded and High Spirits. Now we can activate High Spirits, reveal Kit, and again, we don't have to add a card here, we can just send directly from the extra deck. Now the Stigmata Dragon, during the end phase, of course, we can trigger Quem, because a card has left the extra deck, we can bring back the Cartesia, but Stigmata can add any Dogmatica and Tri-Brigade card from your deck to your hand. So of course you can use this to add the Fallen the Virtuous, but another niche thing that you can do if you decide to end on a Rinbrim board is you can actually add Tri-Brigade Airborne Assault, which again is also a quick play that you can activate during the end phase. You can target one Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster you control as cost. Then you special summon a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monster from your deck with a different type and attack less than or equal to the monster, but it is negated only until the end phase, which we are already there. So what you can do with this combination, if you want to like beat Yummy, you can go ahead and activate Airborne Assault, target the Rinbrim, and then just summon a King Tiger Wangu that says if a monster with 1400 or less attack is normal or special summoned, while you control this card, mandatory destroy that face-up monster. And this is not once per turn. So normal Cupsy, destroy. Get to Snatchy, destroy. Normal to Synchro, destroy. This card is a pretty strong fight against that deck. And also, like, there could theoretically be more targets that I haven't explored yet. So these have been 5 new combos that you can do with the new cards in the Fallen the Virtuous structure deck. If you want to pick it up in pre-order, you can check out the link in the description below for tier0games.com. Use code galzo5, pick up some of these structure decks because honestly, these are incredible. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.